Hey folks, Machinery Pete here, coming at you today from Lake Placid, New York. Out here to cover a farm auction about 8 miles up the road tomorrow. Sale by Pirrung Auction Incorporated, a great auction company here in Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey area. And earlier today I visited with Jim Pirrung, and we talked about his career in the auction business and what he's been seeing here on the East Coast in terms of used equipment values the last couple of years. Hey folks, Machinery Pete here, and I am in Northeast New York, and I'm out here to cover an auction tomorrow near Lake Placid, a sale by Jim Pirrung. Jim, great to see you.
Indeed, same to you.
And folks, if you're not familiar with Jim, boy, kind of a legendary auctioneer out here in the Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey area. Jim, you got into the auction business when you were 6 years old.
Yes, sir. I was 6 years old. My dad put me up to sell.
And your dad, Victor?
Yes, sir. Victor J. Pirrung. They called him Pat.
Okay. And he started the business in 1948. 1948. Wow. What do you remember about being a little bugger tagging along with Dad to the sale?
Oh, I saw a lot of things. A lot of experiences.
Yeah.
Things that you don't get, things that auction school don't teach you.
Right. Well, you know, your sales are well known, a great reputation out here, Jim. And what have you been seeing the last year or so on the machinery side, particularly tractors?
Strong demand, very strong demand, especially for John Deere.
Okay. You were telling me you've had a couple of really hot sales here of late, or this last winter, that stuff sold pretty high.
Yeah, we have. We had 8 sales in New Jersey this year, which kept us busy,
right.
Kept us going, and yeah, the sales, like I said, people are coming, they're traveling. Distance means nothing if you got quality.
You got it. And you're getting calls from back in the Midwest, even?
Oh yeah.
Out east?
Yeah, Canada. Okay. With the web pages, advertising means we got today, the magazines and the availability to reach a number of people in a relatively short period of time.
Right.
Yeah, I go back. That's about my dad. I go back to the time when you had to have almost 2 months' notice to get into, like, for instance, the American Agriculturist.
Right.
So if we'd have a big sale that had to happen fast, you really couldn't get the word out. And that's when we started developing our webpage. Well, I'm going to say that before our webpage. We started developing a mailing list,
right.
which eventually evolved into the webpage as they came available to us.
Right.
But you had to reach out and get these people, and papers such as Country Folks, Lancaster Farming, Bibles of the industry in our area.
Right.
Though now, in a very short period of time, you can get word out that you're doing these.
Right. How big did your mailing list get eventually?
We had at one time in a potato nursery about 2,500 names of just potato growers.
Just potato.
And that's a lot of potato growers. We're covering a big area, and they were responding well to that.
Right.
If we're in an area that wasn't working on, we quit it. But there were, at that time, like anything else, there were a lot of small growers.
Right.
And now it's a lot of big. Now it's less big growers.
Right.
Probably growing the same number of acres, maybe less, but producing more.
What do you think has been the biggest change you've seen in the last, say, 10 years in the auction business?
Probably the change in advertising. And when faxes came out, that was a big deal. And now, of course, the web page.
Right.
That's probably the biggest change. As far as crowds, we used to have a lot of people. Again, a lot of people came. They were small farmers, and now you've got less people coming representing as many or more acres. Right. But they're also looking for the big, sharp, new equipment that oftentimes we can't provide.
Right. What do you now about the sale tomorrow here, Jim? We've got some low-hour John Deere tractors and some potato equipment. Selling potato equipment in the northeast part of New York here. The seed potato growers, not a ton of growers left? No,
there's very few up here. I think the closest grower here right now is 60 miles away. Okay. So almost all that potato machinery, which is in most cases big, it's all good to have a freight bill out of here. Right. It's what you pay here plus what your cost to get it home is what it's going to be. The ultimate cost is going to be FOB, your driveway. Right.
And I know on tomorrow's auction we have a John Deere 8220 with 516 hours on it. Boy, I imagine some interest in that baby, huh?
Well, a lot of calls, and And yeah, there's a lot of calls. A few people have shown their hand to what they're going to do, and a lot of them will just be here tomorrow that we don't know about. I mean, it's new enough. It's been on the webpage. They've seen the picture. They've talked to the owner. A lot of them will just show up tomorrow morning, and it'll be every bit as good as what we've advertised and what they expect to see. It's not going to be an April Fool where they get there and find out that somebody over-advertised.
Right.
And that's the beauty too of the advertising. You can get the pictures on now that you couldn't ever do before. They can read the ad, they can flip over and look at the picture, and it's either something they want or they don't.
Right.
And that's affecting the crowd somewhat because you get the serious buyer, which is good. Where in the past few days someone would pop in the driveway and they'd look and say, geez, that's not really what I thought it was, or what it was going to be, and they ultimately drove and wasted some time.
Okay, now Jim, out here in New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, you get a little bit of the weather change like we get back in Minnesota here. What is the hottest day you've ever had an auction
104 degrees at Princeton, New Jersey, at Allentown, New Jersey, at your Princeton nursery.
104?
It was 104 degrees, and it was absolutely terrible.
Wow.
We had a great sale, but we had people going down. The ambulance was taking people out.
Oof.
The people at Princeton Nursery got a John Deere Gator out, filled it with ice and bottled water, and drove through the crowd passing it out.
Perfect.
One of my auctioneers took 2 bottles of water, stuck them in his back pocket, and opened up just to cool his legs down.
Perfect. And how about the flip side in the winter, the coldest auction you've ever had?
That was the day before I got married. And I had
wait a minute. You had an auction the day before you got married.
Yeah, I'm a dedicated person.
I guess you are.
Yeah,
Okay, and it was cold.
I had a beard, and that winter, I don't know why, I've never had. I had a beard that year.
Yeah.
And, I shaved it off the day before, getting ready for the wedding.
Yep.
And it was terrible cold, and my face was tender, and yeah, it was quite a day.
Leaning right into that cold wind.
Yeah, the crowd smart enough put their back to the wind, and that forced me to look at them. So I had the wind in my face besides.
Well, it was maybe a interesting precursor to marriage, huh?
There you go.
No, but you've been happily married to Cheryl now. How long?
Over 31 years.
31
years, March 28th.
That's great. And just pretty cool. A lifetime in the auction business, Jim, with your dad, and just imagine a way of life and some great memories, huh?
It was a family business, which is better. To have a successful auction business, you've all got to have family involved. We get calls that, we're dealing with dairy farmers. We get call at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. We get calls at 11 o'clock at night.
It's part of the business.
It's part of it. And you got to be there to answer and be there for them if you got to sell.
And the great reputation you guys have built here, and you're obviously in demand. You're traveling over a 5-hour radius for your sales. What are the keys to building such a successful business over the years, John?
Well, I think it's a personal intention, and then have good people around you. Success breeds success.
Right.
You got to get good people that'll work with you and give you advice, and we've had that. We've had a super group of people over the years.
Well, that's awesome. I'm excited to watch you guys sell tomorrow, Jim. After all these years, I finally made my way out to New York here. It should be a great sale, and great visiting with you, and thanks for sharing your insights.
Pete, thank you very much.